völlig normales Leben leben können. Nach wenigen Tagen fing es eigentlich an, dass der Körper sehr, sehr steif wurde. Und nicht nur der Körper ist steif geworden, irgendwie sind die Gedanken auch ganz steif geworden. Also das war alles wie, als ob man so einen Stahlhelm aufhat, der so ganz doll alles zusammendrückt.
Die sogenannten atypischen Neuroleptika sollten besser verträglich sein. Doch die Versprechungen der Hersteller waren falsch.
Das sind in gewisser Weise alles pharmakologisch schmutzige Substanzen. Sie wirken auf zig andere Systeme und Botenstoffe auch ein.
Bemängelt einer der bekanntesten deutschen Psychopharmakologen. Doch die Substanzen wirken nicht nur dort. Das Risiko für plötzlichen Herztod, Schlaganfall und Diabetes steigt deutlich. Oder für Gewichtszunahme. Antje Müller nahm in 3 Monaten fast 40 Kilogramm zu.
Wenn man so Anfang 20 ist und dann kommt man aus so einer Klinik und dann geht man ja vielleicht auch mal auf Beziehungsschau oder so, aber wenn man 100 Kilo wiegt, fühlt man sich nicht besonders wohl.
Wegen der gefährlichen Nebenwirkungen wird die Einnahme von atypischen Neuroleptika streng überwacht, das Blutbild der Patienten ständig kontrolliert. Ärzte und Patienten nehmen die Gefahren und Spätfolgen bislang in Kauf, weil sie auf die Wirkung der Psychopillen vertrauen. Doch genau daran gibt es massive Zweifel. Antje Müller hat die Medikamente schon vor vielen Jahren erfolgreich abgesetzt, eng begleitet durch Psychotherapie. Seit einiger Zeit arbeitet sie wieder. In der Beratungsstelle Netzwerk Stimmen hören in Berlin berät sie andere Stimmenhörer.
Netzwerk Stimmen, die Frau Müller? Hallo. Dass die Medikamente als Lösungsmöglichkeit rausgerutscht sind, das hat mir eigentlich ein ganz neues Leben eröffnet. Also nicht mehr da zu hocken und zu warten, dass ein irgendwas heile macht. Dass irgendjemand kommt und einem meint, erklären zu können, wie man funktioniert und was man jetzt tun soll. Also ich glaube, dass es wichtig ist, da den eigenen Weg zu finden.
Sie hat gelernt, ihre ständigen Begleiter zu akzeptieren. Seither sind die Stimmen, die sie auch gemalt hat, viel freundlicher und zu Weggefährten geworden. Neuroleptika will sie nie wieder nehmen.
Ja, gut für Antje Müller, dass sie ohne Neuroleptika zurechtkommt.
Ich habe ja dafür einen Begriff geprägt, ich nenne es einen psychischen Parasit. Ja? Also man kann sich diesen psychischen Parasit wie eine fremde Person vorstellen, die nicht zum eigenen Unbewussten gehört, aber in einer gewissen Weise autonom ist und sozusagen ihren eigenen Kopf hat.
As the title suggests, for this episode we're talking about evil spirits and their web of lies, if I can use that cliche. Psychological spiders, if you will. Tonight we're going to talk about who makes those webs, how we can avoid them or break free. We're not trying to weird you out or freak you out, we're just trying to give you some information, a flashlight for when you walk down those paths. Stay tuned. Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode of Swedenborg and Life. So yeah, we used the spider metaphor this time. The first time we did a show about evil spirits, we used the germs metaphor. We should have done that one this time, because if you can't tell, I'm just getting over a cold. So it's affecting how I sound, and so that would have been just a great tie-in. But hopefully it'll make me sound cooler. My name is Curtis Childs, and I think we can all agree that I need all the help I can get with that. Zing! If you want to get your questions in, your comments, be part of the conversation, just write them in the chat room. At the end, we're going to have our live stuff. We got a lot to get to tonight, so we're going to get right to it. We're going to talk about the world of evil spirits. You can't go anywhere in Swedenborg without bumping into evil spirits, and if he's right in what he described about reality through his spiritual experiences, we don't go anywhere day to day without bumping into them. How does it all work? How are they working on us, and what are they looking for? That's what we're going to talk about now, and we got to do it chronologically, so let's start with part 1. Okay, so we called part 1 the big cover-up because Swedenborg found this big cover-up when he was working through the spiritual world, encountering evil spirits. And the cover-up could be summarized like this. Evil spirits make us think their thoughts are our thoughts. as Swedenborg described in Spiritual Experiences, Word Explained 392. So this is what he wrote. It is the evil spirits around a person who, because we are unaware of them and what they are like, cause us to identify them as thoughts instead. For human beings believe their thoughts are under their own control. It's fair. I think we generally believe that. Therefore, any who do not want to believe that spirits arouse their thoughts and their feelings may, if they so wish, believe that their thinking does this. But then it is worse with a person, for in this way we make ourselves to blame. He's throwing down a pretty heavy gauntlet there. He's saying, guess what? It's not all you. Those oppressive, negative thoughts that beat you down all day, every day, get you to think nasty things about other people, that's not just cooking up in your cerebrum or cerebellum. There is a larger spiritual unconscious, and that is filtering in, and there's intent behind it. And he's not the only one who says it. If you watched our first episode on evil spirits, or our second one, How to Deal with Evil Spirits is the name of the first one, you met our buddy Jerry, and he's back in this episode to talk a little bit more about this cover-up, and specifically how evil spirits can be heard in the mind as thoughts. So here's what he had to say.
It's also critical to understand that these things sound just like your own thoughts. They don't sound any different. There's not a timbre, there's not a voice change, there's nothing like that. It's the intent of the thought, and that becomes most clear with people who, everybody's experienced it, where you're walking down the sidewalk and all of a sudden you get this intensely negative, horrifying thought, and it just seems to come out of nowhere, and you're kind of going, where'd that come from? And stuff like that. That's where they operate clearest in normal people, but where they become very clear, and where psychiatry has led everybody down the wrong path, is with the psychotic voices that schizophrenics hear.
And because you were wondering, how does he know what evil spirits sound like in the head of thoughts? If you saw the other episodes, he's worked extensively with schizophrenic patients, and in just phenomenologically asking them, what do you hear? What are these voices saying? What are they like? He slowly, through this cool journey we have documented in other episodes, came to the belief that this phenomena that these patients are describing are the same as these evil spirits that Swedenborg describes. So, on the one end of the spectrum, you get schizophrenics describing them as the voices. The rest of us, a little bit farther down, we hear them there, but just as thoughts. And so we don't know they're there. We just think, man, I'm in a bad mood, or I have been in a bad mood for 25 years. So they're there. What do they want to do? The first thing they want to do is block the truth. And Swedenborg describes this in Secrets of Heaven 653. Evil spirits who stir up our rationalizations call forth all our misconceptions. They try to persuade us that falsity is truth. And more than that, they even turn our true ideas into false ones. Then further, SEWE, evil spirits do not allow the least thought to slip in, derived from faith in God the Messiah, that they do not instantly seize upon and distort. They notice anything coming from faith in the very least, as in the greatest thoughts, for they are full of hatred, so that the least ray of truth distresses them, and they distort it. And that, when I heard that, I thought, of course, of hydrophobia.